guys.
Nice
Oh,
to meet you.
good to see you. Hello.
Oh yeah. He has become such a little fame whore.
Pass the buck.
So to start off, do you want to just tell us a bit about yourselves and how you got into grounding and how BeGrounded was founded? BeGrounded was founded.
Yeah, so I think like a lot of people, we found grounding through our own health journey. Something sort of happens in your life and you end up having to kind of take care or take responsibility for your body and your health and things like that. So for me, it was back in 2018, I think. I ended up in hospital with pneumonia, and you think, oh, how did I get to this point? And I happened to sort of stumble across an article that talked about earthing and grounding, and sort of Clint Ober, who is kind of like the pioneer of grounding. And for me, I was told it would take sort of maybe 6 months to recover, being an asthmatic and all that sort of stuff from where I was. But I thought, well, I'm going to try grounding. So I started grounding, and I think I was back to sort of kind of normal health within a month. So it sort of proved to me that
A month?
Yeah, 4 weeks. Wow. I was back to sort of walking the dog and doing the things that they probably said would take a lot longer.
Yeah.
So that's kind of helped prove to me that it wasn't woo-woo. I experienced it myself. And also at the same time, you were having sort of your own health journey, weren't you, Caroline?
Yeah, I had a really bad nerve injury.
Oh wow.
Kind of 7 years ago.
Yeah.
I kind of lose track of time, but I had a deep-seated giant lipoma in my pelvis, which over time had compressed a nerve. I didn't realise, and then all of a sudden I was in intense pain, and it's a really rare thing to have, so no one knew what was wrong with me, and it was nerve pain, so it was, you can't really describe the intensity, and it's a different kind of pain because you can't escape it. You can't lie down with a hot water bottle, it's still there. So it was a really difficult year of trying to find out what was wrong, and the kids were young at the time, and I went from healthy and a yogi to taking really strong morphine strength painkillers just to get through the day, and in the end, after a long battle, I ended up having surgery. Someone thankfully agreed to operate and found the lipoma, and I had a hernia as well, and the nerve was all tangled up and destroyed, so they removed a portion of the nerve and buried the nerve ending in my abs. Wow. And then I've never actually told this story before. After surgery the pain was worse because the way the nerves work, it didn't stop firing the pain signals because I'd been in pain for so long, and that was it. There was nothing anyone could do apart from even stronger painkillers.
We started sleeping grounded, didn't we? And then that really, over time, it really helped with the sort of the nerve.
Yeah. So I felt
pain.
it on a really the results on a really physical level. Yeah. So there was never any question. The pain intensity just started, reducing slowly over time, and so I knew something was happening, and I have no pain now, so zero, and so yeah, for sure. So I mean, it sounds quite dramatic, but I owe a deep debt of gratitude to earthing, and I felt it in a very different way to how most people will experience earthing, because the injury was so rare. Not many people would have a destroyed nerve in that sense. So then I felt a responsibility that I had to let people know about earthing, and I was studying for a qualification, a degree level qualification in clinical massage at the time. Okay. And so I did my dissertation about earthing and low back pain.
Oh wow! Okay.
In conjunction with massage, and it was actually one of my teachers. She said you should start a business because you know you're really passionate about raising awareness.
And it's just that one habit that then triggers that kind of, that's what we always say to people, like if you start this journey, you don't have to, it's not about doing everything all at once. Yeah. It's just one thing that maybe works for you. So whether it's grounding, whether it's cold water, whether it's heat therapy, whatever it is, just go with that, see. And then I think you naturally want to explore what else can benefit you, because you realise actually you don't have to rely on Nurofen and Panadol and drugs that have these hideous side effects, that actually there are other options out there.
Yes. Yeah.
And one of the things that we both realised on our individual journeys, which led us to where we are today, is that the medical world, they don't always have the answers, and you kind of just assume that something goes wrong, you go to the doctors and they'll know what to do, and then suddenly you realise that that's not the truth.
No.
And then you take responsibility for your own health and
your children. See, I always get a little upset when so my eldest is 18, and she now takes herself to the doctors.
Right.
And she went the other day and she just got thrown pills at her, and I'm like, no.
Yeah.
We'll go down another route. We'll try another route before we have to get to that.
Yeah.
And I do think that is
what
so there is a lot of trust in that, and I think maybe that's like definitely like my parents' generation. It's like they trust the doctors so much.
Well, doctor says.
You are great.
And
we do appreciate you, but what we're going for is
But if you've got sort of, you're rehabbing from an injury or something that's maybe a bit more low key. Actually, there are other ways of doing it than just pumping yourself for the painkillers. So your cold water.
Yes.
Therapy, what do you guys do?
Well, we've got
we love it.
Yeah, we do. We got so anyway, our cold water introduction to cold water. Again, it was sort of you start adding layers into your sort of daily health things. So, was it lockdown? Wasn't it, or sort of the year of COVID?
When you couldn't go abroad.
Yeah, we went to the Scottish Highlands on our little family holiday. And it was summer, but it was obviously still freezing. But we went, sort of discovered lots of lochs and started dabbling in sort of swimming in the lochs and the cold water there, or where we stayed was a little lodge, and it had a river at the bottom that was freezing, but it was fresh water. So that was our real first experience of just giving it a go.
So we just played about with it and let's just go and have a dip in the river. Yeah. And then we felt so good.
Yeah. Amazing. Yeah. So you're like, got to.
Yeah. So we'll probably talk about it, but it's like it's a thing that you don't naturally want to do. You're sort of there and you're like, should I go in? But once you're in, even if it was for just 10 seconds, because at the time it felt freezing. That was the start. And then how do we incorporate that into what we do at home to feel so good, and you did a bit of 30-second cold shower, which was great. And then we thought, no, we need more, because you see all the ice and everything like that. Let's give it a more. So I started filling up the bath at home every morning and laying in that. But then, you get used to that. So
and then you need more and more ice cubes. It was taking ages every morning.
So anyway, just a little side, when our lad was younger, Caroline had to buy some things for a craft thing for the classroom. So like she needed 30 takeaway pots because they were building something for each kid. But Caroline went and ordered 300, so all those little takeaway pots. So we used to start filling those up, so a takeaway pot with water every night, lobbing it in the freezer, and then putting it in the bath in the morning, and then when that wasn't enough, we bought another freezer to put this thing in. So we had this whole, we loved the water, but then there was this whole daily routine of filling up the water in the bath.
This is real commitment.
Well, it's
like, I'm
that's
so
it.
impressed.
We didn't go that far, did we?
But we were using so much water, because you get the water bill through and it says you're like a family of 15. Sort of, because the showers weren't enough. So we
Yeah.
ended up buying, you know, a little cold water bath that, you know, we sort of got a little room out the back of our garage that we converted, and it's there. So now it's sort of on tap, as it were. We can go in and dip, and we don't have to waste
We
time.
have our little morning routine.
Oh, you do? I was going to say,
Yeah.
you do it every
So-
day?
Yeah, most days.
4 or 5 times a week,
Yeah.
probably. And 6:45 is our time.
Yeah.
And then, you know, we go into our little ice room together and take it in turns, time each other, like cheerlead each other as well. You need a cheerlead, especially in the
You do.
winter
Yeah.
when it's dark in the mornings,
Yeah.
and the last thing you want to do is get
Yeah.
into an ice bath. You need a cheerleader, so
Yeah,
we do
yeah.
that. And then it's just the best start to the day.
Yeah. I
Look it
thought
up,
about you
yeah.
guys the other weekend when I was at Centre Parks. And my daughter...
We are not advertising.
No, we're not. It was absolutely horrific. But anyway,
There you go.
my daughter had taken her shoes and socks off,
Yeah.
and they were paddling around in the water, and all the other mums were going, "Put your shoes on, put your socks on," and she was just doing her thing. And she turned around to me, she goes, "I'm grounding."
Did she? Oh, wow. yeah.
And I was like, "Oh my god, you
Brilliant.
finally listened to
Yeah.
me."
How old is she?
But 11.
Wow, that's amazing.
So yeah, and I thought of you guys straight
Yeah,
away.
yeah.
I thought, oh, how
Can you
funny
just say
is
that again
that
so I can...
yeah. But it's so important. Like with the ice bath and stuff, our kids have showed an interest.
Yeah.
They
So
go
it's
in,
like
and
when
yeah.
they want to go in, we let them go in.
Yes.
Don't push it, but sort of let it grow.
And how did they find it?
The girls were pretty
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, both my girls loved it,
yeah.
actually.
Did
My
they?
little
Yeah.
boy,
Well,
he's
they don't
only
do it often,
8.
but-
He was a bit
Yeah.
had trouble to control his breathing.
Yes.
But the girls were.
Yeah, but I mean,
Yeah.
your
Well, the girls
yours
took it
got
a
in
bit
for-
slower, didn't they? Let's face it, and they went in a bit more, whereas he was just like boom straight.
Yeah.
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 He's also much younger and much smaller,
yeah,
so
much
there's
smaller,
not
and
much.
I think you're right. As they feel it,
They
so
feel it.
because they're quite small, they
Yeah.
feel it quite intensely. But
I always think that it's going to be like the hardest part of the day,
yeah,
and if I test my nervous system first thing in the morning and challenge it, then anything that shows up in my day that's difficult, I'll be able to cope with. So for me, it's really about the mental benefits as well, because it's 2.5 minutes of discomfort in a day of comfort.
yeah,
And I think usually before I get in the ice bath, I'll sit on the sofa and have a cup of tea, and that'll take far longer than it takes to get in the ice bath. So it really helps kind of set me up for the day, and mental strength.
yeah,
And I think strong mind, strong
Yeah.
body,
yeah.
it's all connected.
And once you've done that, you then want to go on and do something else that's good for your health. Maybe
Yeah.
an exercise
Yeah.
class
Yeah.
or
Yeah.
some weights or a
Yeah.
walk.
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it does.
Yeah.
It's a catalyst, isn't it?
Well,
I
I
think
think-
it changes things like subtly
Yeah.
over time that you don't realise,
I think, yeah.
and changes your vibration.
Yeah,
It does. I think
yeah,
it
Yeah,
does.
it
yeah,
does.
I
It-
believe
It
that.
does, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, you
Yeah,
do
yeah,
feel lifted, you
completely.
feel boosted, you
Yeah.
feel, you know,
Yeah.
It does. It
has
changes
changed my
your
mood.
energy, doesn't it? Because
Yeah.
you suddenly have this,
Yeah.
yeah, I can.
Mm.
And then you're walking around with that. And
Yeah.
I feel so much happier when I don't
Yeah,
feel
yeah.
miserable
Yeah.
anyway, but it definitely boosts.
Yeah.
Well,
You
you're
get
kind of
the kind of
open
mood
to
boosters.
Yeah.
things.
Yeah.
You're more open, aren't you? Whereas maybe if you get up and get on with your day, you're kind of closed off already. You've decided.
oh, it's so
gonna
easy
be
to
this
be,
way, it's gonna
you
be
know, head
this.
down, I've just got to do my normal thing.
Yeah.
And I always get my head under as
Do
well
you?
at the end
Okay.
for 10
Yeah.
seconds.
Yeah.
Because one of my mantras is
You hold
anyone can do anything for 30 seconds,
Yeah.
but also 10 seconds. So
Yeah.
just a quick, and then I feel ready for the day. If I haven't dipped my head, I don't quite feel the same. I
Okay.
don't feel as awake.
Maybe we've got to start head dipping.
There's a
Not
difference between not wanting to do it and not
Being
needing
physically,
to
yeah.
do it.
Yeah.
And I think some days your central nervous system doesn't need it.
Yeah.
And that you have to respect that and honour that. Whereas I think other days it's the ego saying, nah, I don't need,
Yes.
can't be bothered today. But actually you do sometimes need a little.
Yeah.
Well, me too, we all do.
Well, you become more aware of your body, don't you,
Yeah.
and your nervous system.
Yeah.
You know, there's this whole sort of fight-flight battle
Yeah.
that goes on, and you know, sometimes you just don't want to do it.
Yeah.
That's fine. You know, just I think you have to listen to your body as part of any healing as well. Respect it.
I suppose that's the amazing thing with grounding, is that you can really always do it.
Should do.
Yeah.
Should do.
It's not one of those things, it's not one of those hormesis things which is stressing you out for that short period of time to then have longer term benefits. It is just a long term.
It's there all the time.
Yeah.
It's not uncomfortable. You're not pushing yourself into uncomfortability to do it, are you?
No.
You don't feel it.
No, you don't.
You
No, well,
feel
that's
the
right.
benefits,
Yeah,
but you
yeah.
don't. There's no pain involved.
Yeah.
That is true. So yeah, I mean, I think sort of with grounding, a lot of people, I mean, like today's age, you expect an instant. I mean, some people do sort of feel things straight away, some people don't. And everybody wants that. Oh, well, I've put my foot, or I'm on the ground, I should feel immediately better. But it you know, it's got to be a sort of health habit. You know, try and change.
I think that maybe puts some people off because it isn't a quick fix, and things happen slowly. You know, healing happens slowly over time, and also I think the healing journey is never linear. Also, and that sometimes it can affect your sleep quality. Yeah. Sometimes you might have a few rubbish night's sleep, and I think that can be down to grounding, because the majority of healing in your body happens at night. And so if something's changing, if something's shifting, then you know, you might not get such a deep sleep for a couple of nights. But then after that, you know that your body's processed something, and that you're healthier and better for it. Sorry.
I can just see a tail wagging in front of your face. Just so you know he's there.
He completely agrees with you. And I've had just
got a
done my
great
20
view there.
minutes grounding as well, haven't I now? But now you can go down, thank you.
So,
Well,
I
shall we
guess
go?
are you ready?
Yes. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Awesome.
I've never really done. I mean, I just try and keep a nice calm breath is what I do. But is there any tips that?
So I mean, that's what we tell people before they get in, just to take a few nice, consistent, not too overly deep breaths, just nice and calm, and get in on an exhale, because it stops the natural gasp reflex, which you will probably get because it's 0.3 degrees. I feel like I can joke with you. Other people I'd be like really zen with. But
Oh, straight in. Okay, go.
I don't. There's no like.
no messing around.
No messing. I can't. She has a slightly different technique.
Yeah, I take longer.
Yeah, no, I do.
Oh, shoulders straight in as well.
Yeah.
You know a pro.
How does it feel?
It actually doesn't feel too much colder than what we normally do.
Really?
Yeah, the ice makes a difference. Definitely.
Yeah.
It's a bit. I mean, it is colder,
Okay.
but it's not so bad.
It's not much different. Not if you're doing 3 to 4 degrees.
No.
It's really not much different.
You're so calm.
Yeah.
It feels more natural.
Even
with
your
the
breath
ice.
is calm. How can
Is
you
it not
do
normally?
that?
No,
Oh yeah, it is.
I'm normally calm. Yeah.
I think I
we'll
won't
wait
be
until
so
Caroline
calm.
gets in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you will. Might get wet there, Joey.
Yeah.
Fairly elegant, I think.
You're going to leave that, aren't you?
Amazing.
Oh, well done.
That's so good. That was such a
amazing.
That was such a chilled dip, wasn't
That was
it?
really good.
We've had different people do different things when they get out of the ice. Some people just fine, get dry, get changed. Some people like to move around a little bit.
Caroline goes off for a nice hot shower.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, which is the thing. And then I get lumbered with, breakfast
Getting
and things
everyone
like that,
ready for
getting the
school.
boys up, because they're coming down. So
That's a good warm up as
well. So I normally do I might do some press ups or something just to get the blood moving. So that's normally enough to keep me warm.
Yeah.
Do that.
I
I'll
think
hold
I'm
that.
nervous because I know at home, even at a higher temperature, slightly higher, I make funny faces.
Well, you've seen
What
mine.
about the funny faces?
You've seen mine, and mine
It
mine
makes
goes
great
across.
content. We're here for
How
it.
do you do this elegantly?
Well, I don't. So.
I don't think I do.
Oh, straight in. Okay.
Okay, so what I do, my technique is I get my legs in first, and then I acclimatise, and then I go.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. This is cold. much different? That sounds so beautiful, doesn't it?
It does,
Put the
doesn't it?
microphone
Yeah.
to
It
that.
does sound really nice. Okay, so I should probably go in now, otherwise.
You won't.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Yeah.
There you go.
See, my breath is more affected than his.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So how long should I stay in, do you think?
Until you feel that you're ready, that you're done. We never time ourselves.
We say if you're starting to get the shivers, then it really is the right time to get out.
Yeah.
Preferably before that you get the
Or
shivers,
just
though.
before that, so you don't want to push it too hard.
You're done. Brilliant.
You can really see the colour difference in your
Yeah, yeah,
in you
that's-
as well. It's amazing, isn't it?
Amazing.
Fabulous.
Oh, well done.
There we go.
Thank you.
How are you feeling? You?
Oh yeah, I feel really
Yeah,
good. I mean,
you've
it's
got the
like
buzz.
yeah, just really sort of just makes you feel positive
Yeah. That's a nice one.
and like alive, you know.
Yeah.
Alive.
Yeah.
We always
We
say
say
don't
that
we?
a lot.
Yeah.
Do you?
Well, we
Yeah.
often ask people, how does it make you feel? And it's quite a difficult thing to put into words, but that's one. People say alive, energized, ready for the day. Like all of those.
Yeah, I mean, it
kind
lifts
of-
your mood no
lifts,
matter what,
yeah,
you know,
yeah,
because
yeah.
it's sort of grey and it's horrible today,
Yeah,
and you sort of
it
think,
is.
well, you know, I've done something good. You know,
Yeah.
I've done something for me, you know, which is
Yeah, it's true.
makes you feel good.
Feel grateful for it as well, though, don't you? I mean, gratitude is a huge thing with this.
Yeah.